I will always bring this up for the rest of his motherfucking
Don't
life.
get me wrong, I'm still a petty bitch, and I'll still talk my shit. Don't get me wrong, I'm still a petty bitch, and I'll still
I'm that bitch.
talk my shit.
I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch.
Whatever. There's different
I'm that
technicalities to the shit, but
I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm that
I'm
bitch.
just saying, whatever negativity. Hold on. Hello.
Call me like 5 minutes away.
All right.
I will always bring this up for the rest of his motherfucking life. I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch.
Don't get me wrong, I'm still a petty bitch, and I'll
I'm that
still
bitch.
talk my shit.
I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm just playing.
Don't get me wrong, I'm still a petty bitch, and I'll still talk my shit.
I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm just playing.
Don't get me wrong, I'm still a petty bitch, and I'll still talk my shit.
I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm just playing. I will always bring this up for the rest of his motherfucking life. I will always bring this up for the rest of his motherfucking life. I will always bring this up for the rest of his motherfucking life. Oh, why Fashion Nova keep hitting me up though? Cause I'm that bitch. 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 I'm just playing.
Hey guys, good morning. How are you? Hey, let's see who is Cheryl Waz. Good morning. You said wait, what? What? Anna B, good morning. Hi Sonia. Hi Life of Destiny. Hey, how are you? Hey Capricorn lady, what's going on? Life of Destiny. Oh, you live for that intro. Well, it's someone's birthday today. It's someone's birthday, and happy birthday, guys. It's always someone's birthday, right? Hi Victoria. Hi, I am Lolo. Bonjour, belle femme, Fran. Hello everyone. Yes, thank you, Lolo. I appreciate that. Hi Mastermind. Good morning. Ça va, Lolo? Sammy J, good morning. I'm still loving my body butter. Thank you. Hi, Brown Sugar. And yes, good morning, Bougie Gang Gang. Good morning. Guys, I'm wondering, like, did my alert go out? There's 58 people. We are 4 minutes in and 16 likes. I'm just going to ask, guys, if you have not had a chance to hit the like button yet, if you would please do so, because that helps me. That helps me a lot, guys. I appreciate it. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Cheryl Waz, are you still here? You had a question. Aisha Gray, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You did not get an alert. Okay, so let me do a community post real quick. Oh, let's see. Anywho, okay. Let's see what's going on. Hi, Miss SWV. What's going on? Yes, you know what I'm saying? Life of Destiny, subscribe. If you're here to the point where you're getting a notification that I went live and you are not subscribed, I don't know what the computer really has to say about that, the algorithm. I mean, clearly you're on the not subscribed list. However, clearly your habits are saying otherwise, right? You can say all you people love to say out here on these YouTube streets, I'm not subscribed to that channel. It's almost like considered a low-key diss. So when you say it, it sounds like, well, I'm not trying to be funny. Yeah, no. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that you're not subscribed to a channel. But if you are not subscribed to a channel, but you watch their content, you may as well be subscribed. There's no point in watching something and not subscribing so that you constantly have to be notified by someone else that they dropped an interesting video, especially if you do reactions. I mean, that's just silly. Hi, Red Pill. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Desimo. Good morning. It's almost like silly. But that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's got one. Like I said the other day, if you've been here more than twice and you're not subscribed, like, girl, check yourself. Like, that just doesn't even make any sense. Anywho, guys, good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday, guys. I did not go live yesterday because I was busy putting together that video. I know some of you, there was some comments. Some people felt like they were lost. One thing I would say, when you come into the live or premiere and you are in the middle, not the beginning, leave before the end, just understand it's not possible for me to tell like a complete story every minute of every live or every premiere. I can't like wrap up everything into a neat little bow. One of the things that you guys, anyone who's listening today has to understand is that the longer that you're out here on these YouTube streets, there's history out here, right? There's some history and there's been some long situationships, okay? And there are people out here that take advantage of the short memories or the short lifespan of some people who have been in this community. So because there is an element of folks out here that no matter what they know, if you have something bad to say about someone that you don't like, they're immediately going to believe it. Like, forget about like, I don't really believe that, or that person doesn't move that way. If it's some tea, if it's something bad, if it's something that can just help you confirm what you already think you know about someone that you just don't like, it's all good. And for some, if that's good for you to operate like that, okay, but I don't operate like that. I mean, I feel like I'm very fair. I don't believe everything I hear, and I certainly vet anything that comes my way, just because why would I don't believe everything I hear. So just because someone says it doesn't make it so. So really and truly, in the spirit of that, yesterday, that premiere really went into a lot of that. And honestly, if you were lost, one thing I would just say is, if you enjoyed my commentary, there was a point, and that there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end. And if you're so inclined, go back to the beginning and listen to the beginning, and everything will be made clear from there. But I definitely suggest your headphones and have some time. Because if you're in the middle of doing something or you got kids around, it's probably not going to be the best time to be able to really commit to a long listening session, right? So anyway, guys, good morning. I hope everyone is doing well. Everyone coming in: Estrelita, Mrs. SWV, Trinice, Pretty Round Brown, XY. I caught that live. Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, there's people out here who just want to find tea in areas that, okay, nobody was asking for tea, but okay, you found tea or you think you found some tea, but make sure that your sources are reliable, because there's things out here called unreliable narrators or unreliable sources. And at the end of the day, there's just people out here with access to grind. And you could say, well, you know, she said she used Colgate, but I saw Crest in her bathroom. So that just makes you out to be nothing but a liar. But what you don't know is that maybe someone else in the house uses Crest, but she does use Colgate. You just didn't see it on the counter. You know what I mean? Some simple-ish, okay? But people take something very simple and minor and run with it. So whatever, guys, at the end of the day, and don't check facts, okay? So on that, what I wanted to talk about today, did you guys watch Strong Mommy Chrissy's video yesterday that she put out with Rob, Mr. Rob, who is obviously daddy extraordinaire? He is just amazing. He came in to do the most. I just wonder if that sentiment is across the board with his own child, right? We've got Mr. Rob, who's got a child, I think that lives in Florida, but there was a whole entire 4-minute video love song from Strong Mommy Chrissy, who says she's got a man in the house and really a daddy, Zaddy doing daddy duties. Okay. All right. Destiny, would you say, you know, it's not Fran? What? Oh, okay. Okay. If you're in the bushes, hit the like button, please. If you are not in the chat, hit the like button. Jay Johnson, what's going on? What is going on, guys? Mr. Roderick. Yes. Okay, so look. But we see this across the board on the YouTube streets. This is nothing that is new, okay? Because what did we see? We're gonna skip around a little bit. But we saw Zolo drinking out of his big glass beer mug that I'm assuming Olivia gave him. I don't know if that came special delivery from his daughter's mother, but he was drinking on the live with Olivia out of a big glass mug that said Dad, DAD. Okay. Okay. He's got a baby mom that he can't stand. He's got a daughter that he spoke about in a live that he's going to get his relation back going. And Olivia, who did the most, upsetting her children as they were getting picked up for a visit with their father. We've got two people who don't have their kids celebrating Father's Day, one of which vilified the father of her own children and created a false GoFundMe with erroneous information that was taken down for fraud. It was taken just because it's got a good intention, Olivia. You know what they say? Maybe you don't know this because I don't know. The road to hell, this is a proverb. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Has anyone ever heard that? Just because the intended reason you say was good, if it's collected under false pretenses, that is called fraud, my dear. And you cannot tell people that you are collecting money because your children were kidnapped. Your children were not kidnapped, dingbat. Your children were scooped up. Your children were collected. Your children were picked up for visitation by their father, idiot. And you went to a crowdsourcing website to collect monies under false pretenses of a criminal act, which is a felony, called a kidnapping. So 3 children would be 3 felony charges for someone if what you were saying was true, which it is not. So that's called fraud. That's called fraud. And I wonder, I don't know how GoFundMe treats this, but because they are a legit website, I wonder if they report those type of acts to the police for her to answer questions, or if they would press charges on her for using them in an illegal manner to collect and fraud the community. Not only fraud them, but perpetrate a fraud by collecting through their community of givers under false pretenses, basically stating that a crime took place. Because there are people who go through GoFundMe to be angel funders. So they may not even know you, but they see a nice picture of a lady who says that her kids were kidnapped, and you've now included people that don't even know you from the YouTube streets, and that you're a whole lot. They don't know you, but they see a picture of a woman with 3 children and read your very poorly written story about, "Hi, I'm Olivia Johnson, and my children were kidnapped. I'm all my kids ever knew." I mean, my God, it's absolutely ridiculous. If I can find it, I would read it, because do a dramatic reading of the false information. Let's see. Hold up. Since it's your birthday and everything. "Hi, my name is Olivia Johnson, and my kids were kidnapped by their father on June 14th, 2021. My babies were taken from me during a visit from their father. He has taken them out of state and will not tell me where they are, and he is not allowing me to speak to them." Okay, so let's dissect paragraph number 1. "Hi, my name is Olivia Johnson, and my kids were kidnapped by their father on June 14th. That's a lie. The father had a court order. "My babies were taken from me during a visit with their father. He barely got a chance to visit. He was meeting you at the park to pick them up. He has taken them out of state and will not tell me where they are. They're in Texas, in Dallas to be specific. And he is not allowing me to speak to them. Another lie. You spoke to them while they were in the car. I am all my kids know since he left us back in July of 2020. Excuse me, he left you because he could not stand you because you cheated on him 3 months after their wedding, and you're just a lot of work, okay? So he left you, which doesn't supersede you initially leaving him, okay? The year before and the many other times that you two have broken up. He has always been in and out of their life. Well, you created that scenario, and you decided to be with someone and have multiple children with a man, multiple children with a man who you are saying is unreliable. So what does that make you? He's always been in and out of their life since they were born, and now he has taken them just to hurt me. Oh, okay. I don't think he took them just to hurt you. I think he took them because he's got a court order. Okay. My kids don't deserve this. Please help me get them back safe. So that's a fraud, Olivia. You created a whole entire scenario depicting a situation that does not exist. And yeah, 1 second. Okay. Okay. I got a text. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so this is who Zolo is spending his Father's Day with. Any guy, and I tell you guys this all the time, if a guy is worth his salt, he's not gonna be with a subpar female. Okay. Um, we can see this. Zolo is in school right now. And you're like, "School? He's not in school." Yes, he's getting the game from Olivia, okay? Olivia is playing herself, number 1, by going on his channel because she's so thirsty. You don't think that people know he's with you? If I were you, I would be playing bad bitch and just be off in the distance somewhere. And if you're really so Miss Body Positive, I'd be walking around in my damn underwear. I wouldn't give a fuck. Okay. But you're sitting over there thirsty because you want to see what's going on during his lives. You, as someone who should be busy, who should be preparing for your children to come back at some point, get them ready for school, should be putting away that monstrosity of clothes sitting on your sofa and get those rooms together so they can come home to a clean house. But yeah, that's probably too much work, because we know that Zolo says that you were lazy and that the amount of that he was putting in wasn't what you were putting in. But the funny thing is, guys, if you watch the video that I put up this morning, Zolo was talking about what would he tell his 20-year-old self. Let me see if I can find it for those of you who have not heard this yet. Zolo, somebody asked him what he would tell his younger self. Okay. And what he said, I'm paraphrasing at this point, but I'm going to find it. What he said was that he would what he's realized is that putting in a lot of effort in relationships, he's going to start matching the energy of the relationships, because, you know, he's just found that that's been a consistent pattern and it doesn't work for him. What I would say, Olivia, you are getting clue after clue after clue. And you've got plenty of people, forget about Zolo. You got people out here breaking your relationship down for you on a regular. And you may not like it, but at the end of the day, you have not been successful in relationships. You've been a serial cheater and you don't know what you're doing. And if I were you, I would listen to some of the people out here that are trying to give you the game, because all you're doing is setting yourself up to be taken advantage of again. Did anyone see how when someone asked how long they've been dating, she looked at him, started laughing, and said for a while? I mean, that's been going around for a minute. I mean, at the end of the day, they've got 5-2 on their fingers. Now, what happened before then? There's speculation that the guy's voice that is in this intro that I play is him. It sounds like him to me. And who else is she driving long distance to go see? We know that there were a couple times that Olivia was on the highway going to visit someone, and the speculation would be that she was probably going to see Zolo at the halfway house. Yeah, I saw that. You know, just the references of people asking questions that he should not have addressed because they were disrespectful to her, also answering those questions and then laughing and chuckling. Our policy is simple and strictly enforced. It is not permitted to lie or intentionally deceive donors on GoFundMe for financial or personal gain. It's fraud. So they shut it down. And if they're nice, I guess they just shut it down. They'll refund the money. But at the end of the day, number one, guys, yesterday was Monday. Olivia opened that GoFundMe like what, Thursday, Friday or something. Whenever they realized, or the multitude of reports that were submitted, and they made the determination that her GoFundMe was either problematic and or a fraud, and if they sent her a note stating it was fraud, then they had reason to believe, based on information submitted or whatever, that it was a fraud, right? It takes a couple days to reverse that, even though it's instantly comes out of your account and technically it instantly comes back. It's probably some, you know, a manual process to have to reverse those transactions, right? So who knows? We don't know. I don't work at GoFundMe, so I don't know how they manage transactional refunds and things of that nature, but maybe they're holding on to some information. Maybe they're doing an investigation. Maybe they're going to turn it into the police. I don't know. But Olivia, if I were you, before you go and use charity and funding websites to perpetrate your Karenisms regarding your husband, the triggers that are pulled for you that you need to address at any given moment about what you don't like and create stories around it, I would be careful. I would be careful, because you're beyond the age of cute. And you are 31 today. Happy birthday, 2021. And it's not cute. You can be prosecuted, okay? People don't like people coming and screwing with their businesses. So GoFundMe has a legit business out here. And for you to come out here and perpetrate a fraud on their good, clean Christian website, they don't like that, okay? People don't like people messing with their businesses and their brand. You're the type of client that GoFundMe is not interested in. At this point, I would imagine you cannot even rewrite the wrong by reposting a GoFundMe properly written. What I thought was funny too, guys, is that night in the live when Carol was convincing her to, and I'm not by any means shifting blame, but what I'm saying is this. It was interesting how quickly Carol or someone mentioned GoFundMe, and she's like, what's the website? And she got on the website, and then she's like, okay, guys, it's up. Olivia doesn't even have a high school diploma, much less a GED. She sat there, even though it's a lame, it's lame and poorly written statement. I didn't see her sitting there long enough to jam out 2 paragraphs of lies. It seems like she was like, oh, where's the website? Where's it? I I mean, I could replay it. I think because I've got it, maybe. I think it's got it. I'm sure. I wonder if now, since it was claimed as a fraud, she took it down. Um, I'm I didn't see her. What I feel like is this. That was kind of a already like a pre-plan, like, hey Carol, yeah, set up the GoFundMe. Because I don't want to be seen as someone who like just had it ready, go ahead and say, hey, why don't you do a GoFundMe and I'll pretend like I just launched it and it'll be up and ready to go. Hold on a second. Let's go to the videotape and see what's going on. Let's go. Maybe she has it still posted. I'm just curious. You know what I'm saying, guys? Did you guys notice that? Like when she was sitting there entertaining a full live, having conversation, when did she have time to look down? Excuse me. When did she have time to look down and see and really get into sorry and type out those sentences? I just don't think that it was plausible. I feel like it was already up and I didn't have a chance to really do my due diligence because I really wanted to go and look to see when that was created. um but I never got a chance to. I took some pictures of it and then and kept it moving. Let's see if she still has it. If I were her, I would not still have that posted. Um, Considering the fact that GoFundMe said it was a fraud and all that other stuff, like that is just dumb. But let's see. We've never sat around and just said, "Oh my God, Olivia is so smart. She always does the right thing," which we know that's not the truth. I need your help. Okay, let's see if we can find it. If I can find where Carol was like, because this is the live that went left pretty quick, right? My kids were kidnapped, guys. Anyway, while I'm looking for this, guys, my main point today, which I found to be very interesting, is that all of these women, specifically, yeah, all three of them, all of these zaddies are daddies who don't have their own kids. And we rarely see these kids on the YouTube streets. Let me see. I wouldn't want my kid on the YouTube streets. My kid would not appear on these damn YouTube streets. Let's see. I hope that Gerard has this so he can use for defamation. I am sure his lawyer knows everything of what's going on. Like, rest assured, if you were worried about the kids, not you specifically, and will understand he has a lawyer who is helping him with this whole entire case. Do you not think that they have sent this information to the lawyer? They are trashing him. Okay. So yeah, I'm sure the lawyers have this. They are looking at this information. His lawyer, on top of people reporting it, which we know happened, I'm making this up right now. I don't know this to be true. And if I did know, if I am not, if this is not something I could share, I really couldn't tell you. But since I'm talking about it, just assume that this is not anything that I know from discussing with anybody in his family. At the end of the day, you don't think if you had a lawyer and your spouse was trashing you and put up a GoFundMe lie and you are privy to that, I am sure someone sent him this even in his Instagram on top of just knowing. But I do know that he is aware, or he was made aware of the GoFundMe. I do know that, period. Okay. That's a well documented situation. What was done with that, I cannot tell you. I do not know. But I'm sure if he knew, he's probably told his lawyer. And you never know. His lawyer could have contacted GoFundMe and said, my client, the minute you hear my client, is the husband who is in custodial visitation as we speak with a court order. There is a nincompoop dingbat by the name of LivsLife, who is a horny toad down in Florida with her non-custodial boyfriend of his daughter that he hasn't seen in months and months and months, who is collecting a GoFundMe for reasons unknown. We do not know. She's somewhat of a lying ass female. We need for you to take that down because his children are prominently featured in what is a complete and total lie. Okay. So I don't know if that happened, but if I were the lawyer, that's what I would have said. Off topic, it really bothers me how Zolo treats that cute little dog. He treats kids and dogs like he can't stand them. He's really loving her place right now. Of course, look at it this way, Wendy. I don't know how many kids you have, if you have kids or not, but understand this. This is a man who basically has no kids. He's got a daughter who's an infant. So he had a kid, like, let's say less than 6 months ago, right? So he's a new dad in a home that he does not live. So he's about as green of a parent as you can find, right? He's not changing diapers, doing midnight feedings, watching any children, right? Any of the experience that Zolo would have at this moment is from a boyfriend perspective or maybe a big brother or something. I don't know his family makeup, but he's not a dad yet. He's a father. He's a man who has fathered a child. He is not a daddy, okay? He's barely a zaddy because the chick that he dates doesn't have her own kids at this moment, okay? So why would he be short-tempered with children? Just like most people who aren't familiar with kids, have a low tolerance for kids because kids can be annoying, right? Even the most wonderful, well-mannered children can be a little annoying. So now you've gone from single guy at the halfway house to Zaddy with 3 very active children and a mother who ignores the fuck out of them because she loves going live, okay? And that's across the board. I'm telling you, no matter Rob over there in Houston having problems with his hands, I almost feel like he might be a reform type of guy because he has the patience of a saint from what we see. At least the picture that Chrissy paints, Rob looks like a saint out there. In that video, he was handing out dollar bills, probably dollars and fives to the children. He's like, oh, I love kids are the kids are easy. I don't know if maybe he came from a big family. I don't know, but he's got one kid that he doesn't take care of that's in Florida. And we know Chris, aka Mr. Sykesville. Chris, can you tell me what's up with that? So look, Chris has 2 children in Austin and one who has recently relocated to Houston. So, guys, these are 3 women, 3 cool moms on these YouTube streets who all have varying different situations of strange situations, all have men who don't have their kids immediately. I don't know if Rob is sending child support. I would imagine if he has a job. I don't know if Chris is sending child support. I would imagine if he has a job. Zolo bands. Zolo, wait, hold on a second. Let me change this real quick. Zolo, if you watched my video earlier, Zolo, if he has a job, apparently, guys, which you may or may not know, is that someone, I'm assuming, YouTube streets, maybe someone who just doesn't like you, Zolo, called Zolo's job, guys. They called his job. Guess what happened? He said he doesn't work there anymore. Sky, I'm not making excuses for a man. Sky, let's see. Sky caught my eye. Sky, that's not true. Sky, explain yourself. Most baby mothers or most black men? You're saying most black men can't stand kids? I would need for you to substantiate that. If you'd like to come forward, I'll be happy to drop a link. Girl, this is not a black man hate zone. Are you saying baby mothers or are you saying black men? I'm not making excuses for a man. Most black men, I don't think that that's true. I mean, that might be your experience, Sky Pink. I don't know you, and no disrespect meant, but you cannot throw black men under the bus to say most black men hate kids or don't like kids. That's not true. That might, again, that might be your experience. That might be the experience of the women that you are around, but I would not say that that's true. Now, are all men great fathers out the gate? Absolutely not. No woman is a great mother outside of the gate. We all have to let our instincts kick in. And if you think about it this way, if you are a young man or even an older man who has had children and you do not live with the mother and you don't have an opportunity to bond with your child as it was intended on the day of their birth, it's going to be difficult for you to bond with the child, especially when there are other men involved, especially when there are other women involved. There's other interferences. Then there's the psychology of not being competent. And when you have an opportunity to be with the child, some people hear the crying and they take that as rejection from babies and children. Okay. So when you have someone who is not sure of themselves and know they're not shit, when they have an opportunity to take care of a child, even if it's just for a moment, red pill, if you're out there, speak up for the men, that they falter. So I would say, even though this is a conversation typically directed at women, I'm not the type of woman who is going to allow for men to be downgraded, because if it were not for men, we would not be here, because there's a very important aspect of men that make these babies. If you don't have a seed, honey, it ain't happening. Well, I know, well, you would have to be talking to me because, one, this is my chat. Number two, I'm asking you to clarify a statement that you made to my audience, because if you're talking to them, you're talking to me. I was asking BM, what does that mean? Is that black man, black mothers, baby mothers? Like, I'm just asking you to clarify for the audience something that no one asked, is like, what do you mean by that? That's a very inflammatory comment. And even though I talk much-ish about these three, because they're not in their kids' lives. Most black men, baby mothers, I don't know what BM means, but what you were referencing, that's why I was asking. Most BMs can't stand kids. That's what I would like to know. I'm just saying, I don't think that what you said was true. Yeah. Yeah, I don't, guys, sometimes it's not, sometimes, all the time. You said, so BM, what does that mean? Bowel movement? What do you mean by BM? Is it black man? Is it baby mother? Clarify what you mean by BM. I'm assuming you meant black man, but I could be wrong. Okay. So, Sky, look, know your facts, hun. All black men, maybe your father doesn't like you, or maybe your kid's father doesn't like your kids. I don't know, hun. But at the end of the day, you got to come with the facts over here. Dropping foolishness in a chat of educated women who notice everything, including the hostess, is not going to work. Okay. So if you're trolling, you can go ahead and keep rolling. If you want to get your big girl panties on and, I said what I said and say it clearly when I'm asking you to clarify, girl, that's okay. Let's see. Okay, hold on. One second, D Harold, I saw your comment and I got you. Okay. All right. Next. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, wait a second. We're not the male bashing show, okay? We don't bash men here. Men are definitely, my man is my king, okay? And he loves his daughter, okay? And at the end of the day, I'm sure most of you would say the same. I think men who don't like children are men that are typically not used to children. So let's extend, this is, if there's any place that humanity is present on these YouTube streets. I can't speak for everybody. I'm going to speak for my shit. And at the end of the day, we're going to extend the men some grace over here, because sometimes people don't do the right thing. And some people do what they think is the right thing at the time, which is definitely not the right thing. It couldn't be further from the right thing to do. But sometimes we don't have the skills to do the right thing. And we're also around people who don't encourage us to do the right thing. Okay, so we're keeping poor company, and we have a poor history. A history of not doing the right thing and people not trying to uphold us to do what's right. But men who are not used to having their children sometimes display lack of confidence. So when they are around their children, they don't know what to do, and it makes them feel away. And because they're feeling away, and their woman that they had children with sometimes are not like with the relationship anymore, it just makes them kind of like forget it. And that's not mature, but I don't think it comes from a place of not liking your children. So honestly, and I hate to harp on that comment, but I know that there's a lot of people out here who've have abandonment issues. And unfortunately, some of you have had messages from parents and grandparents and aunties that were negative about your fathers and did not foster positive relationships for you to therefore have positive relationships with men, i.e. Olivia, okay? Maybe even Strong Mommy Chrissy. Strong Mommy Chrissy has been very vocal about, thank you, Miss Cookie. Strong Mommy Chrissy has been very vocal about not trusting her gut, knowing what she wanted, knowing what was right, and time after time choosing the wrong guy because she got a little cart before the horse. She was I won't say thirsty, because that was certainly not her word, but she went for someone that she liked rather than holding out for what she really, really wanted. And she's been very vocal about articulating that for quite some time now, where I think she's been looking back at the mistakes that she's potentially made to kind of move forward in a more positive way. And it's been very well noted that Strong Mommy Chrissy is really making some changes in her life, even though we still see her with a guy that I think is suspect. But I see Rob with a smile on his face all the time, and someone who I'm just giving a side eye to a little bit, just because I hope that he continues to do the right thing, because this is a woman with 9 kids who doesn't really deserve to continue to have a hard time if she is truly trying to change her life. And even if she's not, she still doesn't deserve a hard time. But I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, because I get good vibes from him, even though I know that he has had a very troubled past based on what the allegations are that we have seen. He seems like someone who's trying. Okay. Zolo bands, yeah, you have a brand new baby that you are missing out on. And the fact that Olivia had the nerve to give you a dad mug, I mean, bitch, you are fucking delusional. All deadbeats come in all races, ethnicities, and of course, yes, absolutely. Using the word mammy was very disrespectful. So yeah, they've been extricated from the chat. They're evicted. They've exited. And quite possibly that's, it's a hater, but that's okay. I will never make it. It's good to have these conversations. So, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe they were going to be like, how dare you? Yali RV, thank you so much for subscribing. You're awesome. Sometimes people want to, they want to see the angry Black female chat, and that's not this, but we are bougie gang. Okay. So even if we're upset, the read is always going to be calm, cool, and collected. Because at the end of the day, ain't no puppets over here and no strings are being pulled. All right. So come through if you want to. Angry Black women, like when we're angry as Black women or angry as women, period, we know what to do. Girl, those purse strings and those bank accounts are very powerful, and that box can be powerful too. And if you want me to make your life miserable with cold, dry sandwiches and a cold bed and low-cut jeans and boobies hanging out all over the place while we're out in public and acting like a complete whore, yeah, women can do that. Girl, did you hear T.I. low-key complaining about Tiny and her dress code, rather than privately telling her he doesn't like her to dress so sexy, he tried to kind of embarrass her by saying that she got side boob out. I think a lot of people took it as him making fun of her, but what I heard was a man who is feeling very insecure about his wife dressing extremely sexy. And he's like, well, since you're out here dressing super sexy, then I'm going to look at some other women dressing super sexy. Like, how do you like that? So I think he is garbage, Annie. But what I'm saying is this: sometimes people don't have the best way of expressing themselves. And at the end of the day, you got to read between the lines, okay? And you also have to make sure that when you know that people are trying to gaslight, pull your strings, get a reaction, the reaction sometimes just needs to be not just ignoring, but also, hey, I saw you, I heard that, I know what you're doing, and nice try, okay? Girl, let's talk. Hey, how are you doing? Do you think he is concerned or controlling? And you're referring to TI, girl, let's talk. I think if you're talking about, okay, so regarding TI and his dialogue regarding Tiny and her clothing, I think that he took a very backwards approach to asking his wife to dress a little like more conservatively. This is a woman who is a mother over a large family, whether they're all her kids or not. You are a woman who is queen over 6, 7 children, right? And you've got a man who has a well-documented wandering eye. And he doesn't seem to want to just humble himself and say, babe, I would love your body to be just for me, because he knows he probably will sound stupid saying that, considering he loves his sausage to be all over Atlanta and the globe. But rather than humble yourself to ask your wife to dress in a way that you think is more fitting to a woman of her stature, her title, and maybe even her age, not even that she has to dress a certain way because she's fast approaching 40 or is 40 and has 6 and 7 kids that call her mom or stepmom, but just a little maybe more classier. He talked about her having cleavage down to her navel. He talked about her having side boobs out. So basically her titties were out. Kind of what we talked about last week with Keisha, who's 27, who had on an itsy bitsy teeny bikini for a place like Bora Bora or Ixtapa. And she was at a Atlanta pool house party, basically naked, and with her single girlfriends who, well documented, don't have men. They may have men in their lives, but they don't have a public situation. Okay. And the one girl out of the group of girls like us, who's married, I didn't see. Okay. So my call out to Keisha was almost like, if you want to be married, you might want to act like one. You can be sexy and married, but you don't want to be slutty and married. What Keisha Kior and Gucci Man have on, yeah, that's a whole nother topic. Gucci Man married a woman who's an ex-stripper who makes a business out of being sexy. And if he's okay with that, he's okay with that. But what Tiny has to realize is that T.I. is a Southern kind of old school throwback, okay? Just listening to them talk, they are very country, okay? They are some country rich folk who are getting older by the day. And I mean that with all due respect. They're a very nice looking, well-seasoned couple, but they are a family of many children. And honestly, what I'm saying is this: men get more and more conservative the older they get. When I married my husband, I would never have thought in a million years that he was so traditional. I had no idea that we would be as traditional as we became in marriage, because we were just seeing each other single. Like it was not like that. But he's a very traditional man. And I think that men get more onerous So back to your question, girl, let's talk. Is he controlling? I think he's a man who is concerned about how his wife dresses in public and could have articulated it in private and not tried to make it a joke, because he ended up making himself look stupid in the process. My only concern is how he can be concerned about her dressing and not who she's sleeping with, and admitted to sharing many sexual experiences outside of their marriage. That's so it is hypocritical to a certain point, because maybe he just doesn't think she looks good dressed like that. That's one. Okay. Two is, I would rather you represent me in a certain type of way. When you're on the stage, that's one thing, but you're not on the stage right now. So I would like for you to dress beautifully, but you don't have to have that Versace blouse tucked and tied. You can have it belted and buttoned. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can wear the same clothes, but there's a difference between wearing that beautiful silk Versace blouse open and tied rather than buttoned and belted. You see what I'm saying? And also, maybe because he's realized he's opened a situation where we're screwing everybody all over town, and I don't really like to hear the stories of my wife getting her cakes clapped. Maybe he's starting to feel away. I don't know. I mean, that's a great conversation. When you open the door to sharing your spouse or sharing your loved one, how you deal with the insecurities that come through, kind of back to Olivia, creating a situation where your man is front and center with a portion of your audience that you don't even fuck with. But now you want to sit front and center when that audience shows up and talk much shit to the audience that he is cultivating. And really, on a marketing standpoint, if you've got an audience that doesn't fuck with you, but you've created a way for them to fuck with you in a sidebar sense where they don't like you, but they like your man, but he's monetized now and you got that money coming into the house, and you are maximizing this, you are optimizing your audience to a certain degree through him. Because if the money's coming to you anyway, that's genius, actually, mistakenly, coincidentally, right? Because you are capturing a percentage of your audience. When a percentage of her audience that didn't like her went to Niecy, that money doesn't come to your house. That money's going away and out. The audience that does not like you, that goes to see Zolo, yeah, you're still supporting Olivia, because he's got to pay to play over there. He's got to cake her off. So when you're supporting Zolo, understand you're supporting Olivia. And even though the people don't fuck with Olivia, they're fucking with Zolo. That's her bedmate. You are fucking with the couple. You understand? You're not getting back at her by going and frequenting Zolo or talking shit to her on Zolo's channel. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how those watch hours are being tabulated. They're being tabulated and paid. Exactly, girl. Let's talk. So you know what I'm saying? They're cornering a market by him seizing the audience that wants to talk crap about her or try to make her look bad. I just wonder how conscious and aware they are of what's really going on, because Olivia is a very insecure individual, and I don't know that she would opt in. I mean, I think that she's opted to have her mate be the butt of the jokes, but what's happening, which is her karma, we've been talking about that a couple of weeks now, is that now it's flipping on you, Olivia. You're looking like the fool. You are the fool, and you might get played a fool. We don't know how far on the Olivia bandwagon Zolo really is. Is he going to get the game, start making money, maybe get some sort, maybe get some sort of success and take off? Or is he going to ride you like a pony? Or are you two, have you two created a marketing plan around now you being the butt of the jokes? Because you're looking real stupid out here. how, I see him as street smart. I just don't even know how he thought that it was a good idea to co-sign a GoFundMe with the information that you were using. So I don't know. It's interesting. And if you guys are watching and you guys would like to, or expand on it, go right on ahead. Zola made the Liv situation interesting to me. She was too whiny at first. Yeah, and Zolo is getting audiences, obviously not as big as Olivia, but when the day comes that his audience is bigger than hers because people want to see what he has to say, which happened when they fell out, how she's going to feel. And being the butt of the jokes, it's just very interesting that it's a possibility he could flip this whole thing on her, either to her benefit or to her detriment. I just don't know who is steering this ship and if they are that smart. So I know I gave them lots of clues on potential here. But I mean, you have to kind of be smart to execute also. So we don't know what they're going to do with this or what they have planned, but I feel like it's very interesting, kind of potential shift here, because I saw her being very thirsty when he goes live. She's like, are you live? And then she said at a certain point, this was on Sunday, she goes, how long are you going to be live? Whoever says that to her? So Olivia, girl, if I were you, even if you're not cool as a cucumber, go sit down, get a cigarette, stop playing yourself, because you have been doing this to your men. We've been witnessing this for years. You got this man interested in live streaming. He loves it, and he ain't stopping no time soon. Because you're not going to get in front of him and his money. He's definitely Zolo first. Yeah, exactly. I don't think if he gets wind and sail, he won't be thinking about her. Yeah, I see him as being a couple of big YouTube checks away. Like if he were to hit, which someone said in his chat, let's get you to 100K. What I see him is as like I don't see him being the next Clarence, okay? To the supportive queen. I see him as like Lauren and her dimwit husband, Lauren and the dumb guy. I see him as just a guy who will come up, get his channel, if he can make it pop for however, whatever. Olivia, it's going to be cheating, because again, that's one of your triggers, and that's one of your nightmares. I would say the real nightmare is when he hooks up with Loyalty Gang. And when you're embarrassed that there's some chick out here on the channel that you helped him revive or give life to, talking shit about you, because that's what's going to happen. I think you were very foolish to bring him into your network. If you wanted to help him get a channel, let him cultivate his own audience. He's got enough charisma and talky talk where he could have cultivated his own entire audience. But you guys are doing this kind of slow collab of you being live and then sending people to his channel. I don't see him sending people to your channel, but you're sending people to, he's live right now. I'm going to go live over there. You're foolish. You're very foolish. He's not your husband. He's barely your boyfriend. Ben Rob, he's definitely over. Okay, so Della, I wish the begging and registries for the babies moving should end. It's really sad to see her invested in a guy instead of getting her house. And yes, for when the kids come back, new clothes, shoes, exactly. Like, do you know I just bought 2 pairs of sneakers for Farah, ready for when school starts? Okay. Slowly picking up. We're in the South, so kind of those transitional summer-ish type clothes, but on the nicer side to go back to school in September, that will last through October. The sundresses, the light pants and things, the lightweight jeans that will last, from August when it's still swelteringly hot, into October, because sometimes Halloween here is even hot. So yeah, I've already purchased birthday. Okay. which is next month, and already starting to purchase back to school. And when back to school happens, I will be looking for Halloween and subsequently stashing for Christmas. Like any mom, you know, you have a couple of extra dollars, you see something good for your kid and that they would like, you know, you got to snatch it like immediately. He's going to hook up with a subby and they're going to spill all the beans and they're going to make her look foolish. They're going to talk, and he's got film on you. Now, maybe he can't play it on YouTube, but he can post it to somewhere like Vimeo or is it not Venmo, but Vimeo? I never can pronounce that. And girl, you're toast. He said he's got video of him fucking the hell out of you. Excuse me, guys, if you have kids around, I'm so sorry. And doing other things, probably shopping for groceries, in his nether area and all of those things, right? So yeah, interesting call out, girl. Let's talk. Thanks for asking that question about Ti. They are a fascinating couple, and I heard the dialogue today, and it was disturbing at first, but then I realized this is a guy who doesn't know how to talk to his wife. And maybe it's because you have done so much to discredit yourself in the marriage, you don't even feel worthy to talk to her as a husband should, because you know you are down with fuck shit times 10 and you have not been a good husband. So asking your wife to step it up on her presentation of the wife game makes you look like an idiot, because you are a cheating ass, low down husband who just had to write big checks for all the women that you've been screwing around with, and probably giving all kinds of party mood enhancing party favors to young ladies, it's been alleged. Okay, so we don't know what you've been doing, but you sound silly trying to talk to your wife like that, because that's a conversation for closed doors, and not on Instagram, right? Narcissist. Yeah. You know, I was reading something about narcissists the other day, and they were saying narcissists are bred, not born. You are not born a narcissist. You become a narcissist because of your experiences. And it could be because of, you know, it could be lots of different things. They were talking about the mothers that raise narcissists, and something called narcissistic injury, as well as narcissistic parents who breed another level of narcissist. I feel that there are many people out here who are ego driven, egotistical, and because there's a difference between someone who is truly egotistical and someone who is a narcissist. They demonstrate many similar qualities. However, people who are ego driven are, you know, I mean, varying different degrees of intensity. It's an interesting read. I would definitely challenge you, a lot of you who look into, you use that word quite a bit of narcissism. Check out truly egotistical, ego-driven. It's an interesting conversation, because I feel narcissism is super duper clinical and really demonstrate additional qualities that sometimes border with lots of different criminal behavior almost. And I don't know, in my lame opinion, non-licensed opinion, I don't see many narcissists on the YouTube streets. I do see some narcissistic qualities. I do see narcissistic injury. I see a lot of people who are definitely egotistical, ego-driven. They care a lot about their reputation, how they are perceived, even though that perception could be just as far from the truth. And liars. Let's just not forget good old-fashioned lies, okay? Lying does not necessarily make you a narcissist. It can also just make you a liar. But that's just my opinion, guys. You know what I'm saying? Everyone out here comes with a very interesting perspective. So much respect to all of you. Yeah, abandonment is a huge issue, and we see that up and down the YouTube streets quite a bit. But what do you think about the dichotomy of these zaddies with these three mommies and how the parallels are always so staggering? You've got three women who just so happen to be with three men who all just coincidentally don't take care of their kids. I mean, as quiet as it's kept, I know there are people out here who have the worst opinion of Black men and how they operate in relationships, but there's plenty of them that are doing quite well, because there wouldn't be so many of us if they weren't in successful relationships or doing what they're supposed to be doing as a father. It's a small group of men who are absent from their families. But I think sometimes as men grow up, they make different decisions and they want to have family and they want to be with their children, as we see, well, they want to make family. I don't know that they're going to be with their children as much as they might be with the woman that they are with's children, which is damaging, of course, to the children that they leave behind, i.e. the abandonment issues, right? I don't know. It's very, very, very interesting topic. Yeah, because you've got guys out here who are being vetted, who are being celebrated, excuse me, as great dads, but they're not. I mean, if any of these mommies can tell a story, and I'm talking about the mommies who have children with these zaddies, I would like to know, are these really good dads? Like, where are you? Where are you? Has your daughter seen you? Has your son seen you? Have your kids heard from you? Where are the dads who are... Olivia, you talk so much about Gerard paying child support. Zolo, have you mailed a check? Zolo, you said that you were going to give Olivia a good portion of your check. Zolo, does that baby that's on your Instagram, did his mama get a check from you? That's what I want to know. Chris will run from Jazzy. Zolo going to run from Olivia. Yes, Chris, what's going on, Chris? Zolo, what's going on? Have you, or if you're caking off Olivia at this moment from that job you lost, did you cake off your baby mama? Did she get a check? Did she get a money order? Did she get a cash app? I'm baffled as to how many women can be with a man who doesn't take care of their biological children. Absolutely. Yes, we know. Yeah, on his Instagram, guys, if you follow Zolo, you can see he's got two different Instagram pages, and one of which he prominently displays the day that his daughter was born, which I would say she's probably less than 6 months at this point. But he clearly, in breakup part 1 with Olivia, he says he hates his baby mother, and he said that Olivia reminded him of his baby mother. So keep in mind, guys, there's triggers being pulled here. He hates his baby mother, and Olivia reminds him of his baby's mother, but he keeps breaking up to make up with Olivia. And Olivia is with a man who is not with his children, or with his child, rather. And you vilify Gerard for that, but you are celebrating your zaddy with cups and gifts and sex and all kinds of stuff. Like, who can we hear like some pot call kettle black? Okay. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. It's like, come on now. You say one thing, but in your bed is something else. You know, we've all called out Chris, Christmas, when he was over there in Christmas pajamas, doing Christmas dances around Christmas trees. It's like, did you go do Christmas pictures with your own kids? But you're sitting over here with Jasmine and her children. Hey, Yanni and Champagne. Hey, good morning. Love Noel. Anna, good morning. Good morning to my mods. Thank you all for coming in. You guys are awesome. Rose of Sharon, the Erics, all of you, Capricorn Lady, all my mods. Thank you for coming in and doing your damn thing up in here. I appreciate you. I don't know. Do I see Gwen? All of my mods, this is a blanket. I love you. Thank you. We see them all. And, I don't, like I said, I don't want to pick on Rob, But Rob, to me, he's quiet. Even though he was drunk with Chrissy last month, he stays out of the way. That's the one thing I would say. If you're on the YouTube streets and you have a mommy channel, unless your man is part of your channel, and I'm talking about prominently like it's a family channel versus a mommy channel, which we are dealing with mommy channels here. Keep it on mute. Zolo, I would not make a practice of coming on Olivia's channel and talking too much. Keep that over there on your channel because Olivia is doing the most, and it's not going to be good for your brand. Okay, so ain't that a blip, Olivia? You're not good for Zolo's brand because honestly, if I were you, like he said, like Zolo said about you, why don't you get on that bike? Why don't you get up and go run? And I'll take my own advice. I need to go run and do some walking myself. But at the end of the day, girl, my husband hasn't been on the YouTube streets dissing the fuck out of me, telling me to go get on the scale. And shouts out to Yanni. Yanni, I saw you on Instagram this morning. Yanni is dropping that weight like bricks, okay? She's just like dropping it. And she's going to be coming through dipping it very low on Olivia, and Olivia is going to be pissed, okay? Okay. The way Yanni's dropping that weight, it's gonna be she's not gonna be shy about showing off her weight loss because she hasn't been yet. She's been in jumpsuits and all kinds of cute outfits, and it's gonna get bad. So Olivia, you need to go ahead and get yourself together and get below 300 fast, okay? Because let your man's channel hit, girl, you're going to be wishing that you got started a lot sooner. I would hate it for you. But he has said on more than one occasion that you are lazy, that you're not doing the right things, you don't bathe, you are, a lot of challenges here, my dear. And it's not, we're having sister chat right now. We're telling you this because we don't want to have to watch you crying because that is annoying AF. I'd rather see you running after Zolo rather than see you crying because we told you a long time ago to get on that exercise bike, okay? Get yourself together and be a bad bitch and get on your exercise and get yourself together, okay? Okay? Because you like to be cute and you can't be cute at you're like you're limiting your cute, okay? I'll put it like that, okay? Yanni, do tell what you're doing. I think Yanni's just exercising. Yanni has shared her workout routines on her channel. You got to go check her out. I don't know if they're all posted, but Yanni has some workout routines. She's doing lots of cardio. Yanni, are you just watching what you're eating also? Probably mindful eating, strategic eating, making sure that you're pairing your protein with your carbs. If you're having carbs, pairing your protein with your carbs and eating a lot of protein, drinking a lot of water and exercising, right? Tessa, just working out and trying to eat better. Just the simples. Yeah. Just the simple, right? Well, Olivia Pope, she can get on the elliptical. She can get on the treadmill. Start by walking. You know how they say a whole lot of something, a little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing. Girl, let's talk. Her husband and her current boyfriend have said that there's a challenge in that department, that it's she rolls from day to day. And I mean, we've all seen her wearing the same clothes day after day after day. And you got a guy who gets up and gets clean. He may not be like the freshest dresser because we know that his pockets are thin. So he's not coming out with new fitted caps and Jordans every day. We get that, but it's coming. Trust and believe it's coming because Zolo is every bit of, a guy. And as soon as he gets some money, yeah, he's going to be dressing and you're going to feel really bad that you don't have your gear up and that you haven't dropped at least 25 pounds to get yourself together, girl. Long hair, light skin, and whatever else you think that it is that you possess that make you the bomb isn't going to be what gets it, okay? Because when someone who's better from the loyalty gang comes through with a convertible or a car that they actually fit in, girl, you're going to be sitting crying to us and we're going to be telling you, girl, we told you to get it together. that your man was 1 foot out the door. And if you want to keep him, you better get your shit together. All right. Yeah, the bathing is an issue. That's an issue. Okay. Too big not to bathe. Yeah. So yeah, we don't want to be I know I'm gonna just say we are being a little petty, but it's okay. Shea Butter, do you mind putting yourself in a box and sending yourself to Olivia, please? Because I think she needs some shea butter. One of them told him this morning they gotta go get him to 100K. Anna, look, when your audience has plans for you, okay, I haven't heard anyone telling Olivia that they're trying to get her to 100K, especially as they're hitting unsubscribe. Okay. So they're hitting the subscribe button to unsubscribe. That apartment is probably awful. Okay. Portia is calling me now. Okay. Mommy's coming. Guys, I got a geriatric and a puppy. Okay. My gosh. So anyway, guys, I guess I feel like I've talked enough. You guys get the picture. These zaddies, yeah, they're wannabe daddies. I see that there's going to be a flip of the script, and I think it's happening over at Olivia's. I think Zolo Bands is going to flip the script on her. Okay, Mama, let me get you. Okay, hold on. Are you okay, boo boo? Come here. Come here. Come here, baby. Okay. I think Zolo's flipped the script. What's going on with Jasmine and Chris? I don't know. When Chris went live the other day, I know I talked about it a little bit. I felt like Chris's balls got tucked between his legs. I'm not sure what's going on with Chris and why he is behaving in such a manner, but it's better. But I feel like, I don't know if he's one of these guys. You know how sometimes men just give up and they just go with the program. I hope, Jasmine, you don't try to turn into a ball buster, because the minute that he wakes up and realizes it's not worth doing anymore to have a relationship with you, you're going to be very disappointed. Let your men be men, ladies. Okay. Oh my God, Shea Butter. Yes. So yeah, we're not going to do that. Nikki Nicole, I'm about to work out. She looked huge standing beside him. Oh my God. All of the references of how big she is next to him, girl, I would not show up on his channel anymore. I just wouldn't. I would not. Not because you don't love him, but girl, you don't need to run him. Have him mod you, and you mod from look, this is what I would do. Log into his account, make yourself a mod, okay? Once you become a mod, you can just be back in the cut and watch what's going on, and all of the channels that get on your nerves, that comment and say shit about you, you can just go ahead and block them, because he's not going to know that you can that you'd be able to block him. Okay, so Olivia, lead from the back. Stop trying to lead from the front. You're a woman, he's a man, and he don't like that, clearly. Okay, stop treating him like a child. All right, but you know what, I suspect with the kids being gone now, that they have one-on-one time, it's getting ready to go down this weekend. She has to do some inner work. She has a lot of work. Girl. Let's talk. There is something deeper to not bathing. Yes, it's self-loathing. Yes, she has a lot of self-loathing issues, and she's very competitive with people who are not thinking about her. So she's got a spiteful nature. Is that what you would call it? Right, D Harold. Homie is up and on a schedule with his channel. He's not playing. But what I would suggest for him though is sir, go ahead and get you some additional audience, because yeah, we're on to the next boyfriend. Okay, when she breaks up with you, we're not gonna be there. Okay, only we're gonna be there for the shit show. But once the shit show subsides, or unless he dates someone from Loyalty Gang and they just make this like a complete and total like just shit trailer park, it's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a complete and total mess. If I were her, I would not be on his channel just on general principle, because when I show up, it's gonna be bad bitch time. I would be looking good, and I would not be looking sus, and I would not be looking thirsty. I wouldn't care what any of those people say. period, at all. But she's playing her cards too much. I would never do that. Never, never, never. Like I said, I would let people see me walking around in my underwear. Okay. Like, ooh, was that so-and-so back there? Like, oh, okay. Excuse me. Yeah, this is how we live up in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you would be getting a show from the background with me. I would be flipping all kinds of crepes and making fabulous dinners and looking amazing in the background. I wouldn't be talking to none of y'all, okay? If my man was on live, on his channel, absolutely not. No way. The show would be behind his shoulders, okay? But as far as me coming to talk to his audience, absolutely not. For what? I got my own channel. But she doesn't know how to play it cool. She's so thirsty. You know what I'm saying? She wants people to know. That's where I see her, you know, her ego-driven behavior, because she wants to make sure people know who she is, but nobody cares. They're there for him. When they want to find out about you, I would tell him, yeah, that's my lady over there. That's Liv's Life. You can go check her out on her channel. I wouldn't be giving no free shows. Yeah. Okay, baby. Okay. All right, guys, let me go take care of these little girls. I need to take them all out to handle business. I'm glad I got to get on here earlier today. If I left anything out, let me know. If there's something you want me to talk about, or comment down in the comment section, and I will, I know I need to do an addressing the comments, so I will definitely, get some comments popping and do a video addressing y'all's comments. So if there's anything that you guys want me to talk about, please let me know. And girl, let's talk. Thank you so much for coming through and, you know, throwing some questions out today. We certainly appreciated it. Enjoyed having you here. So definitely make sure you come back often. We enjoyed you. And guys, if you don't know Girl Let's Talk's channel, go check her out. She does have one. She talks on many different topics and does even go live with her husband, who's quite interesting and very fun. I like that couple. So definitely go check them out. Otherwise, guys, have a great day. And thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for all of the new subscribers. Guys, I appreciate all of the support that you throw in the direction of this channel. It is so much, like, it's just appreciated tremendously. And I certainly love you guys, and this community, you know, really, it helps a lot of people, including me. This whole situation kind of helped me get through Rona, guys, and I hope that I did the same for you. Trying to be there and provide, you know, just a little bright spot for a couple of hours every day, a little kiki and a little chuckle, and a place to come and vent and talk. And so tomorrow when I go live, I definitely will open the phone line. So if you have not the phone lines, I will throw down the link. So if any of you guys have anything to talk about, let's do that. So be ready to come back tomorrow and throw some questions out, and we can even talk more about, you know, the T.I. Tiny situation, or any other couples that you guys are interested in talking about. Okay. And because it's Olivia's birthday, Olivia, guys, is 31 today. Okay. Can you believe it? Did you think 31, or were you thinking 41? I don't know. Guys, you know, I got to be shady sometimes. Olivia, happy birthday. And I'm going to send you out with your favorite song from the YouTube streets, the favorite remix out here. Portia, what do you want to tell everyone? You saying hi to everybody? I'm going to have to post a picture of Portia, guys. She's got a beautiful collar on. But guys, we're going to go. You guys take care, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.
I will always bring this up for the rest of his motherfucking
Don't
life.
get me wrong, I'm still a petty bitch, and I'll still talk my shit. Don't get me wrong, I'm still a petty bitch, and I'll still
I'm not bitch.
talk my shit.
I'm not bitch. I'm not bitch. I'm not bitch.
Whatever.
I'm not bitch.
There's different
I'm not
technicalities to the shit. But
I'm not bitch. I'm not bitch. I'm not
I'm
bitch.
just saying, whatever negativity. Hold on. Hello.
Call me like 5 hours away.
All right.
I will always bring this up for the rest of his motherfucking life. I'm not bitch. I'm not bitch.
still a
I'm that
petty bitch, and I'll still talk my shit.
I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm just playing.
Don't get me wrong, I'm still a petty bitch, and I'll still talk my shit.
I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm just playing. I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch.
Don't get me wrong, I'm still a petty bitch, and I'll still talk my shit.
I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I'm just playing. I will always bring this up for the rest of his motherfucking life. I will always bring this up for the rest of his motherfucking life. I will always bring this up for the rest of his motherfucking life. Ooh, why Fashion Nova keep hitting me up though? Cause I'm that bitch. 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 I'm just playing.